Hey guys, welcome to some more tips for Delta Force. Today I want to dive into 14 things every player should know, at least every player of the Warfare mode. And we get right in with a few things about weapons and customization. First of all, every weapon you unlock already has a few attachments available right from the start. So even on weapon level 1, you don't have to play them completely naked. You can, of course, if you want to, but you don't have to. There are always a few optics, grips and stocks available that you can use right away. My go-to attachments for level 1 are a holo optic, the practical vertical foregrip for better control, the stable rear grip, and either the practical stable stock or tactical stock. So everything that increases weapon control and stability. And then when you have leveled up your weapon, you can take advantage of recommended loadouts. So you don't necessarily need to tinker with a gunsmith if you don't want to or if you feel overwhelmed by it. The recommended loadouts come for different playstyles and ranges, and you can use them to quickly try several setups for a weapon or as a base for your own build. The only thing you need are all of the attachments of the specific loadout. What I would also recommend once you got a bit into weapon customization is to create several loadouts for different playstyles, either from the recommended loadouts or from your own builds. Especially for more versatile weapons like the assault rifles, for example, this really comes in handy, because during a match you cannot freely swap attachments on your guns but only full loadouts, so it's always helpful when you have 2 or 3 prepared that you can choose from. And one thing about these custom loadouts, right now it's not possible to override them with the same name, so I cannot save another loadout with the name custom 1, for example. This makes it look like you will easily run out of loadout slots since you cannot delete them either, but there's a simple workaround for this. Just click on the loadout you want to replace, then change the name for it up here, for example to only 1, and save it. This will override the former loadout and replace it with a new loadout and the new name. And one last tip specifically for the weapons, don't forget that you can hold breath with every weapon in the game. Not only with the sniper rifles like it is in most other FPS games, in Delta Force you can hold breath with assault rifles, LMGs, SMGs and so on, any weapon that is existing. And this really comes in handy especially on distance, so be sure to let it become second nature to you to hold breath while firing your weapon. Moving on, there is the reinforcement system that you should also not forget to use. This can be brought up by holding the 5 key, and here you can select from a number of reinforcements like artillery strike, smoke barrage or tactical beacon. The only thing you need to call them in are points, and these are simply earned by doing kills, playing the objective, helping your teammates and so on. Everything that gives you XP and with this also score counts towards these reinforcements as well, because the reinforcement points equal your score. And this is also only for yourself, so it's not like in Battlefield 5 where only the squad leader had access to this menu and the whole squad had to earn the points for it. This is only for you and only you earn and spend these points. And once you have enough points, you simply select whatever you want or is available and mark the area on the map where you want it to come down. Additionally, you can also use the system to have vehicles delivered to your location, and this works in a similar way it does in Battlefield 2042. The only difference is that you need to pay for the vehicle delivery as well. So once you have enough points and the vehicle you want is available, you can select it, mark the spot where you want it to drop, and it comes down on a parachute. If you don't need the delivery though, I would always recommend to grab the vehicle from the deploy screen instead, because then you won't have to pay for them and won't have to use up your precious score. And then when you are in a vehicle and you got damaged, be sure to check your map for these vehicle repair stations or supply stations, how they're called, because when you drive close to them they will fully repair your vehicle within a few seconds, and you won't have to wait for the automatic repair to start or for the repair upgrade to come back from its cooldown or for an engineer to repair you, which is probably the least likely case to happen. So always keep an eye out for those stations when you are in a vehicle and try to memorize their locations. Something similar is also available for infantry, only here the stations are a lot smaller and they give you health and ammunition. The locations are also shown on the map, so when you need ammo or heals and there is no medic around, look out for these stations instead. They're also helpful when you play as engineer and you need a constant supply of explosives to counter vehicles, or when you play as a sniper and you move more independent from your squad. But inevitably you will also run into situations where the heals come too late and you get downed. And here there are also 2 important tips I can give you First of all, you can request a revive with the left mouse button in case there are medics around and they're just blind or busy. This way you can give them a little heads up that you are in need of help. But be sure to only do this when there are no enemies around. Otherwise, hold the space button and skip the revive to not risk your medic's life as well. Or another option, if there is just one enemy around and your squad mates are coming, you can spot this enemy with the middle mouse button and tell your squad mates that there is still someone sitting there that they need to take care of. But this marker is really only visible for your squad and not for your whole team. So if the medic that is coming for you is not from your squad, they won't see it, unfortunately. However, this whole spotting system is of course also available when you are alive, and it's even more extended up to the point where you spot yourself. Because when you fire your weapon without a suppressor, you will briefly show up as a red dot on the enemy's minimaps, at least for all enemies that are within a certain distance around you. You can reduce this a little bit when using a suppressor on your weapon, but this will only reduce the distance at which enemies can see you on their maps and not completely hide you. And there's also no hint in the description at how many meters you will still be visible or how much it will actually be reduced with a suppressor. But this also means be sure to keep an eye on your minimap, because enemies will reveal themselves for you as well. And if they don't, you can still actively spot them. So when you point your crosshair at an enemy and toggle the middle mouse button, they will get a red dot above the head for a few seconds and will also appear as a red dot on the minimap. And this 3D spotting is visible for you and your squad. What you can do in addition to this is mark situations by double tapping the middle mouse button, and this will place this little marker that shows that there is danger in this location. So when you cannot spot the enemy directly because they're hiding behind cover, you can mark a location as dangerous, and this is also visible for your squad mates. But this system is not only useful for spotting, it also helps to communicate with your squad or give you intel. Because what you can do as well is point your crosshair at an objective icon and press the spotting button. And then the objective will be marked, and you can see a bar above it that shows how many teammates are on the objective as opposed to enemies. And this can help you to judge if the enemies are about to take the objective or if your teammates still have everything under control. But the bar only shows up when the objective is contested, otherwise you won't see it. A squad leader role, like Battlefield has for example, is not existing in Delta Force, so this objective marker is really only to tell your squad where you are going, but it's not an order. And one last tip for today, and something you can also do with the spotting system, you can let your downed teammates know that you are coming to revive them. Just point your crosshair at their downed icon and toggle the middle mouse button again. This will also show up for them in the bottom right corner of the screen, and they can see that a medic or squad mate is coming and that they shouldn't skip the revive. As medic you can do this for everyone of course, because you can revive everyone, and as any other class you can only do this for your squad mates, because you can only revive your squad mates. And that was it for today, the first part of tips I have for you in Delta Force. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more of this, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. I'm the Catwoman and you are awesome.